What is not investing in your business really costing you? Today, we're going to model out some scenarios with ROIs attached. We're also going to dive into what type of business owner are you, and also how to figure out if an investment is a bad investment or a good investment. If that sounds like fun, keep on watching. That's what we're doing on the show today. All right, guys, don't forget to take a moment, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell here on YouTube. We bring you amazing content every single week to help you grow your travel businesses. This week is no exception. We are diving into a really on point topic for this time of year. I'm getting ready to do my 2025 budgets. I have over $200,000 worth of things I am considering investing in my business next year. Don't worry, you're not going to have to invest that much just yet. Maybe after you grow and scale and get a lot bigger, you will. But these are big decisions. It feels big whether you're spending $200 or you're spending $200,000. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do process-wise to decide if I'm going to invest in that next thing that's going to help my business solve problems. So before we get started, I want to remind everyone, if you are new here, type a little "I'm new" in comments so I can welcome you to our community. You may not know who I am. My name is Cyndi Williams. I'm the CEO and founder of Wanderlust Campus, which is on the Inc. 5000 this year. We're one of America's fastest growing companies because we help people just like you learn how to launch, grow, and supersize your travel businesses. If you want to learn a little bit more about what we do at Wanderlust Campus to help you grow your travel business, visit us at travelschool.com. I will link that down below for you as well. But let's dive into this week's topic, which is, oh my gosh, Cyndi, do I invest in this thing I think I need for my business? It could be technology. It could be an expert. It could be a mentor. It could be a training. It could be one of a bazillion things. But I know when you are new to running a business or new to investing in yourself, it can feel really heavy. So we're going to break it down today, make it really easy for you, and give you a mathematical equation that literally will tell you if it's a good investment or it's not a good investment. So we're going to break it all down. But before we do, I want to talk about kind of the three approaches that I see. I mentor a lot of travel entrepreneurs, a lot of leadership within the travel industry, and whether someone is a brand new owner or they're a very experienced owner. So think about these as I go through them and think about which one you may be. But every business really faces that point where at some point you're like, my business isn't growing anymore. What do I do? I've reached a plateau. I've done as much as I can do. What next? And then there's three different types. The first type is let's see how it goes. I call this group the watchers, right? They're going to just kind of go with the flow. They're going to see how it all evolves. They're not really going to put any extra work in because they're more like a voyeur in their business, right? Maybe they've never run a business before, so they're not sure what to do. Maybe they don't have the confidence or the skill set. Their heart also might not be in it. It might be like more of a hobby for them, so they don't really care. Their family's not going to starve if their travel business doesn't get off the ground. It's kind of maybe just hobby level, right? Sounds fun, but maybe they're not willing to do that extra work that it's going to take to really get into the big leagues in the industry. So again, no judgment if this is the category that you're in, but if you're thinking about up-leveling, this is when we're going to think about maybe making a shift or making a pivot. In this group also of the watchers, I also see sometimes it's a mindset issue. They might not believe they can do it, or they might have a scarcity mentality of, I know they're having success, but I could never do what they're doing. There's just kind of something in a roadblock mindset-wise that can kind of hold them back. So they sit in that, I'll see how it goes. We'll see how it evolves phase. That's our watcher category, okay? The next one, before we go on, I want to also, with each of these categories, I want to talk through how much it costs to sit in these categories, since we want to attach finances to every level here today, and then also talk about the results that each category can expect. So for our watcher friends, I'm sure you can imagine it's not going to cost anything. They're not investing in their business. They're just kind of hanging out. So that's a $0 investment. ROI is going to be little to none. They're not going to grow if they're stuck or if they're at a plateau. It's not going to magically fix itself normally. So not a lot of growth is going to happen there as well. So results wise, it's going to be low effort. It's going to be low cost, but it's also going to be low results. And they're going to be stuck at a plateau if they don't ever fix the problems, and they just kind of take that wait and see approach. All right, let's go to our next category. And I was in this category, you guys, for so many years. So if I read through these and you're like, oh my gosh, that's me, listen, you're in good company. I had to learn these lessons the hard way as I owned different businesses and I grew my own businesses and my own career. The next group is what I like to call the DIYers. And these are those of you that are out there like, I'm going to do everything myself. I'm going to go to YouTube University. I'm going to watch all 800 of Cyndi's videos. I'm going to try to back diagnose what other people are doing, and I'm going to figure it out. And it's a recipe for a lot of stuff: anxiety, stress, chaos, research. But DIYers, I get it. Like you want to figure it out on your own. You're trying to do it as cheap as possible. I always joke in class in Wanderlust campus. My grandma was from Holland, and she was full Dutch. And if there was a way to find it cheap or inexpensive, Grandma June was gonna find it, right? So we joke a lot about Grandma June on campus, but the reality is, Grandma June didn't have a successful business, and granddaughter Cyndi does and did, right? So I had to shift out of that mentality of kind of, if you put in nothing, you can't really expect as much back. Now look, if you're a DIYer, it doesn't mean you can't have some success if you're putting in that time and effort. But when I really break it down to the results and the cost when you're in this category, the results are going to be, first of all, it's a lot of high effort. It's a lot of energy because you have to do maybe 10 times the amount of research to solve every little tiny problem versus just having the answers kind of handed to you. Or you have to make mistakes through trial and error to figure out what doesn't work before you figure out what does. So if you're on this DIY kind of category, just remember, it's going to be high effort. You're going to get mixed results. I'm not saying you can't get any results. I got some results and I got some traction early on in my business, but eventually it's going to hit a plateau where your knowledge exists. And it's also going to be a longer success cycle. It's more energy. It takes longer to get to the success, and it's a more stressful journey because you have to do more work to get that little bit of success in that DIYer category. So cost-wise, it will cost you time. It will cost you energy. It also can cost you your peace because it's more stressful. ROI, you can have a low to what I call medium ROI. Again, you can have some ROI being a DIYer. If that's how you got started and you're watching this video because you're at that plateau, that's a good thing. You're here to learn. Now, hopefully you don't watch 8,000 more videos. No judgment if you do, but we're going to talk about the next category, which is my favorite. And I had to grow into this category myself from the DIYer category where I originally started. This is what I call the goal getter, not the go-getter, the goal getter, someone who goes out and gets their goals. Every decision that a goal getter makes is in service to the large goal or the large organizational goals you're trying to drive in your business. When I start making these decisions about this $200,000 worth of proposals I have on my desk for stuff we may implement in our business next year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run them through the ROI calculator that I'm about to show you here in a second. And I'm going to figure out, okay, if I implement this thing or that thing or this thing, when am I going to get my money back? So that's how I'm going to decide if it's a good investment. But the reality is every decision I make, it's in service to that biggest goal that I'm working on within my company, goal or goals. So that's how you want to think about this from business math. I could take that $200,000 and probably go buy a house or a couple of fancy cars or whatever, but is a house or a car going to do anything for me? No. But if I invest and put the right things into my business that are going to help me move past a plateau, solve additional problems, and allow me to go on continued growth journeys, I use the same process that I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. But let's go through with the goal getter, the results that they're going to have. And keep in mind, they're putting in more of a medium effort. When I invest in technology or a mentor or an expert, it's because they're going to do the heavy lifting of things that I don't want to do in my business, or problems that I need solved, or a technology that can fix something, or a process that can improve something for my clients or for my business. So it should cost me less effort. Makes sense? So I'm not putting in as much effort. I'm just doing better decision making. And yes, of course, I'm going to have to pony up the bucks to pay for the things that I need to grow my business. But it's going to be more of a medium effort compared to the DIYers, which are like run all day long, all night long, all weekend long, costing you time, energy, all the things. So medium effort in this category, it's also going to get you the best results when you just fix the problems in your business and you move on and you continue to grow, and then you fix the next problem. That's what allows you to have that continued growth cycle. It's also the shortest success cycle. The goal getters are going to get to the success faster because they are fixing the problems faster. It's simple. It's simple equations here, guys. Fix the problems, get to the solution, make more money, time, whatever, widgets, whatever you're doing in your business, right? So it's the shortest time frame to the success, which is fantastic. Cost-wise, it's going to cost money to invest in your business. That's not going to surprise anyone. I don't think that should shock you as a business owner. There are different times and different seasons you're going to have to invest time, energy, money, resources in the next thing that you need to grow your business. ROI in this category will be the highest ROI. One, because you, again, are fixing the problems and you're getting to the success faster. So I want to take you guys through some growth models. I'm actually going to share my screen here. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do here is we are going to actually model out if you make small incremental changes as a result of investing in whatever thing you might invest in to help your business. So right now, all these numbers look the same. So in this baseline scenario, just look at this line right here that says today. This is basically, let's say, where you're at today. So I took the typical kind of growing experienced agent doing around $600,000 in sales on an annual basis. And to make the math easy, I said every trip's around $6,000 per trip. We'll play with that number here in a second in our scenarios. And commission would be right around $60,000. Now keep in mind that could be higher or lower depending on if you are with an agency that keeps a portion of your commission or if you're independent. And also it could be much higher if you are at higher commission levels than 10%. But to keep the math easy, I'm trying to give you guys a scenario of showing you what these small changes will look like. So in this scenario, the agent is pulling in 400 leads a year. They're closing about 25% of those, resulting in 100 sales at $6,000 equals $600,000 in annual sales, around $60,000 in commission. So we're saying that's where you are today. Now, let's say you've been stuck there for a couple of years. You really want to get to $1 million, or you want to get to a higher, you want to fix some things in your business. So I'm going to walk you through a couple different adjustments if you make changes in your business. So on the first one, we're going to model out just having kind of a small improvement in the sales category. So let's say you're still pulling in the same 400 leads you've always pulled in. So we're not making any changes to marketing. You're just going to do a better job selling. Let's say you're going to sell 20 more people this year and you're going to have 120 sales. So you're going to just increase your sales by 5%. Look at the increased profit just by making that one change of 5% better on closing your sales. It's going to take your sales up to $720,000, and you're going to have an increased profit of $12,000. Pretty good, right? Now let's put one more scenario in here. Let's say as a result of doing amazing sales training, you're closing better. One of the other things you're also going to do better is you're probably going to increase your average cost per trip. You're going to get better at cross sells, upsells, more sales, all the things. So I'm just going to increase this a tiny bit and take it to $6,500 per trip. So just adding around $500 more average per trip. And now we're gonna make $18,000 more. Isn't that fantastic? So again, I'm not saying you're doubling your sales or you're 10xing your sales. You literally just made 20 more sales in the course of the year. If you divide that over 12 months, it's a couple more sales a month at a little bit higher of a price point. But look at the tangible difference in your bottom line at the end of the year. That feels good, right? All right, let's mark it out if we get better at marketing. So again, we're going to go back to this kind of scenario. We're not talking about sales now. We're just saying, let's make a little bit of a change in marketing. Let's get more leads that come into our business. So let's increase that to 520 leads. And so adding 120, when you do the math on that, we're adding basically 10 more per month. So again, not a dramatic amount that would be crazy. Now I want to keep your close percentage the same. So I'm actually going to increase this to about 120. Let's do 128. 128. So again, against our baseline, we're in this scenario, we didn't get any better at selling. We're still only selling about 25% of the people, but I have more leads. And so I actually end up netting 100. So I'm actually going to end up netting $16,800. So I'm still going to close at that same 25%, but I'm still at this $6,000 rate. So that's why the difference between 16 to 18, these are different incremental changes that we're making. Model 1, we're modeling out getting better at sales. Model 2, we're modeling out getting a little bit better at marketing. So let's put those two magical things together and see what this can look like if we do both of them. So let's say we got better really got better at marketing. We're going to bring in 544 leads. Again, nothing that's it's not like I'm saying you're going to 800 leads and doubling, which is possible. We're trying to do incremental changes here. So 544 leads we're going to pull in. I want the math to be equal to that sales around 30. Let's do 35%, 188 sales. So really killing it in sales, doing a fantastic job. And let's increase the average cost trip to $7,000 to see a little bit more of a boost there. So if we tie those things in together, we got much better at sales. We got really good at marketing. If I do both of those things in the same year, that could mean a change of $53,000 on your bottom line. That feels amazing, right? So it's like, of course, I would invest in the thing that it's going to take me to make those changes. But I want to take it a step further and let's really get into the ROI analysis. So how do you figure out your return on investment? So we didn't say how we got better at sales. We didn't say how we got better at marketing or how we got better at both, but we just looked at if we solve those problems in our business, what that could mean to our bottom line. So now what I've done for you here is I use the same spreadsheet when I'm making decisions on things I do. I want to put in some different prices. So let's say you're considering something that's going to help you in business. What's the problem solving investment that you're going to make? So let's say it's $5,000. I'm going to type that in here and watch how these numbers right now, don't just ignore those numbers because that's basically just all profit right now. We have to deduct is what we're going to deduct $5,000 and watch how these numbers adjust. So in year one, if I have to spend $5,000 to make the 18, I still have a return on investment of $13,000 in the first year, right? So that is a really no-brainer return on investment. I could even go up to $10,000 for something that I need to solve these problems, and I'm still going to be on a return, have a solid in the green, in the black return on investment year one. I could even go up to $15,000. Now, I'm not suggesting you don't need to spend that much money, but what I'm doing is showing you guys how you model this out and what this means. Let's go back and just pick a middle of the road. Let's say a $7,000 investment. And again, it might not be that much, whatever. So, but just for the sake of math, even if it was $7,000, which feels really big. I remember the first time I spent $7,000 on hiring a professional expert in a certain field to solve a problem, and I had to put it on 2 credit cards. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? But the next couple years, my business exploded, and literally within a matter of months, I had earned all of that money back, and I had literally 10x that. It was the return on investment was insane. That's when I really switched gears in my brain to solve problems faster in my business. But let's say, $7,000. Year one, we're still in the black, which is great. But let's fast forward. What will that mean to your business if you continue to have those improvements for that 5-year period? You're talking about $83,000 over 5 years for the sales improvements, for the marketing, $84,000. And look at if you're doing both. $261,000. Are you kidding me? So that's how you have to kind of quantify this, guys, to really understand Is this something I should invest in? Your thing might be $1,000. It might be whatever the thing is that you're thinking about. But this is one of those things that business owners just struggle with. One, it's hard to quantify the math if you've never had a business before. And also, once you do the learning or hire the person or do the thing, you do still have to do the work to get the result that you're anticipating in order to pull off that ROI. But we use such small numbers, just increasing your sales 5%, increasing your cost per sale $500. Those are very doable things. And look how that math just exploded. So when I talk about what is it really costing you to not invest in your business, well, if you fix both of those things, it could be costing you, what did we say, $260,000 over a 5-year period. That is what it's costing you to not invest in your business when you know things are broken or you know you've reached a plateau, but we all know you're capable. So here's what I want you to do. Next time you have a decision to make, here's a quick 3-step process that I follow and what I want you to kind of take away with today. Figure out what are the problems in my business. What's the problem or what are the problems? What is the benefit if I solve the problem? And then if the benefit is a quantifiable number, right? Not something like time or stress, but if you're like, I want to make X amount of more dollars, if I solve this or I increase my sales, do the math like we just did it together. If I'm going to make an extra $20,000 this year and this thing costs $5,000 or whatever, that's going to be a $15,000 change. Does that ROI benefit make sense? You take the benefit minus the cost of the thing you're considering, and that is your potential ROI. So, this is one of those things I wish someone would have taught me early on in my career, because like I said, I almost DIY'd myself to death. But once you know that you have an issue in your business, it's your responsibility as an owner to fix it if you want to grow. So knowing how to fix any of these, if knowing how to fix any of the following things would increase your profits, let's talk about that. If you increased your sales, would you have more profits? If you attracted more leads, would you have more profits? If you have increased average cost per trip, would you have more profits? If deploying proven systems would help your automation and allow you to scale, and also if being surrounded in a growth-minded community where looking at these big numbers doesn't scare you anymore because your person sitting next to you in virtual class just made a $6,000 commission on one sale, or someone else is like, I employed this and now my business made $50,000 more this year. If being in that room would inspire you and making these incremental changes in order to scale and grow your business is going to be a good ROI for you, then listen, guys, for less than the price of a vacation, less than the cost of one semester, average cost of semester in college, you can get the best ROI in the industry, which is being part of Careers on Vacation. This is our flagship program. This is the one that you guys have heard about. We teach you everything that you need to know. We're going to teach you the sales systems, the marketing systems, the automation systems, operations. And this is not e-learning, guys. Yes, you get on-demand classes, but you also get to go live into class with me and my team. You get a suite of tools to help you with your business. If you liked working through that math scenario, it's much prettier inside Wanderlust Campus. You get to track your own goals, map your goals, work together to really understand what does it mean to look at my KPIs every month and how do I work towards that success month over month. You're also going to get our partner portal where you can get student discounts, access to all of the suppliers, everything you're going to need for your career in the travel industry you're going to find inside Wanderlust Campus. And guys, we're over 300 case studies now. We have the most video case studies in the industry. We're so proud of that. That's because of folks like you who've trusted us with your training journey. So if the things that I'm saying are resonating for you today, if you are really just needing to solve a few problems and you want to scale and grow your business, reach out to us. You can apply at careersonvacation.com/ready now. I'll put that link down below as well. And really that's just to have a goal mapping session with one of my enrollment coaches. We're going to learn a little bit about you, a little bit about your goals, and if it is a match to work together and we believe we can help you bridge some of those gaps and make those big changes in your business, then we will invite you to continue the enrollment process in Careers on Vacation. But guys, either way, I hope you took some great tidbits from today's video. Making that leap into being a real business owner and making these big grown-up decisions, I know can feel heavy, and it feels like a lot. All these proposals on my desk feel like a lot right now, so I can sympathize. I started where you are, so I know what that feels like. But keep moving forward, keep taking action, and listen, I wish you so much love, so much abundance. I wish you the world. I'll see you guys next time. If you like that last video, make sure you check out all the content available to you on our channel. And I invite you to follow along, travel with me around the world as I grow and scale my travel businesses. You're gonna pick up some great tips, some great tricks on how you can grow your own travel brand too. I'm gonna drop some links down below, and also check out these videos I handpicked just for you.